how huge part of human brain you scientists had already discovered, recognized, understood?
Yes, so we have a map of almost the entire brain. And it's much like the map of the world from 250 years ago. There's a lot of details not filled in. If you remember North America, they didn't know where one side was. They didn't know what was in the middle, so it was very unclear. So we have a map like that. So we can say roughly what each area is doing or what it's participating in. Then for simulation, I'd say we can simulate one neuron. And of the 80 billion that you have in your head, we can simulate what one works like, but when they all collaborate together, we don't really know how that works. That's very difficult to guess. We have some crude ideas of how they all collaborate with each other. We talk about it like a conversation. It's like listening to a conversation if I covered up your microphone and it was just sort of muffled and not clear, you know.
So what's the end goal of this research?
Well, so one goal is to understand enough about the brain so when something goes wrong, when someone gets depressed, when someone gets a movement disorder, it means that they can't move properly, that we know how to repair that. So somehow when you get depressed, the brain parts are not talking to each other in the right way. But how do you make them talk again? You know, what do you do? How do you uncover your microphone? You know, so we're beginning to get an idea of that. But knowing a model of the brain will help us discover ways that we can create a therapy that can help people who have serious illness with their brain.
How much time do we have to achieve the goal?
Oh, well,
we have to accelerate this brain race. Does it really exist?
So it's not a race. It's a worldwide effort, and everyone knows. I think politicians know that it's very expensive, and people know that it's when something happens to a person in your family, it's very devastating to them. It's very harmful, and we don't like to see that they have disorders of their brain. We want to treat them. So the thing is, we probably will never fully understand the brain. So we need to make important. Yeah, I think that's never fully means everything. If you fully understand it, you can make one. And if you make one, that will be a pretty scary day, maybe, because now there'll be a computer doing your job, maybe, or my job. So,
do you believe the 21st century will bring the breakthrough in brain researches? If so, what kind of breakthrough we are talking about?
So yes, I'm very optimistic. With science, we never know when there'll be an important breakthrough, and so things could happen at any time. We have so many people working, and with more and more resources, more collaboration, I think things could happen much more quickly, so I'm very optimistic. I think we'll be able to make people who are blind see again, people who are paralyzed move their own body again, and people who have diseases or disorders like depression will have much better lives and won't suffer from depression or epilepsy as much. So I think in this century we'll see breakthroughs in all those areas.
How much money is spent on brain researches, and how much more do you need?
Well, remember, the brain or the nervous system is a huge area, and it's everything from regulating your blood pressure to seeing. You know, it's all kinds of things. So I think total worldwide, I don't know the number, but I bet it's more than 10 billion. I think the U.S. is spending 6.5 billion, but it's diseases, fundamental discovery, all of those things are being funded by that amount of research. And compared to other things like what we pay sports stars or something, it's a small amount because if it affects your family, you know, you would do anything to have them treated and live a normal, able-bodied life, you know.
Is there the red line in brain research? You cannot cross it?
Well, one discussion is augmentation. So there's often a discussion about what if we can make you have 3 arms or 4 arms, you know, or you can have an extra eye or something like that. Would you want to have those things? I think we're a long way off from those kinds of things. I think the clinicians are, you know, not so eager to do that, and we have ethicists that need to be involved and sort of watching over what is done to make sure that we don't do things that are, you know, maybe unethical. On the other hand, we have all kinds of augmentation now. I think of a car. That's a great augmentation. You know, if someone says I can run, you know, 25 kilometers an hour, I can get in my car and beat them. So I have augmentation of my legs in that way.
Sure, but I would like to ask you my last question concerning ethics exactly, because I read an article concerning the researchers which tend to erase from human brain memories, traumatic memories. Do you think this is the activity against human nature?
Well, it's certainly, we have a mechanism to remember horrible things. I mean, obviously, because we do remember them and they disturb us. So if we have those kinds of, I think an ethicist would say, this helps a person lead a better life, lead a life that they would feel fulfilled. And so being able to erase those is a therapy. You know, because even horrible diseases like cancer are a biological process that naturally occurs, and no one would agree that we want those cells to grow abnormally. We want to destroy them.
So this is the red line? No.
No. I think, but I think the important thing is we always, the scientists and the ethicists and government officials are always need to be examining what we're doing and saying, is this the best path to go down? And I think scientists, many of them, are very good at this.
Thank you very much for the meeting.
You're
Great
welcome.
pleasure.
Thank you.